heart attack, fast fatal heart impact, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact, don't ask, grab reactions, jacked, attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new silver excuse. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet out. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, whenever we last left off with this series, we had Deku, and quite a bit of things have happened. Now, let me just say this. In the last part, Deku, a lot happened for him, and a lot happened for everybody. They were ultimately able to get back to the Yakuza mansion. However, Deku, he encountered more survivors. But they were trying to rob Deku. Deku, he did at least meet a creature I'll call the Lock Jaws. A thing big enough to swallow a person whole and kill them. Deku, he was able to get away after at least a non-fatal injury to one of the people with a gun. The creature going after the larger group, well, Deku was able to escape. Whenever he got back to the mansion, everybody, yeah. Things were a bit grim. Momo found her father dead. And he just had a drink, a cigar, and nice music playing. All before at least taking an easy way out. While it did mess Momo up, Deku revealed to Kendo that he had her father's bottle. A bottle he left in the freezer at their home. And Kendo, she was very excited. Talking to everybody and at least sharing a glass, as everybody, they did start to get into things Momo's dad had around the mansion. And Deku, he does currently wake up now. Him hopping in the shower and at least trying to think. He feels like shit. His mouth is dry, and his eyes, they feel strained, along with a headache. He doesn't know. Him trying to just think. As the water does rain down on him, he's trying to wonder. Last night, it was nice to get away from his thoughts. And right now, he just is trying to think. They need to be careful with that, though. If that becomes a habit, they could lose a valuable resource. The alcohol is flammable, right? So they should try to at least keep as much of that in stock as they can. But even then, Deku trying to think, as a strand of his wet hair has fallen from his face, and Deku just gonna look down at it, before realizing exactly how long it is. Whenever he does gonna bring up his hand, he does gonna grab his hair, and he does gonna at least drag it out in front of him, and he does see that his hair, at this point with how long it is, it goes past his face and down to his chin. And Deku, he does really step out and look at that. And he's kind of surprised. Deku, he takes off his hair and goes to drag it backwards, just to see how long it is. However, as he does go to do this, he does try to think. Momo, she was grabbed by a zombie back a few weeks, and they had to cut her hair. If a zombie is able to grab something just because of how long it is, they need to keep hair short. And Deku, he kind of does understand that idea. You could cover your head, but even then, a clump of your hair could be grabbed with it too, right? If you wear a beanie, a hat, maybe, it's not really a good idea. Ultimately, this is the better choice. And Deku, he does look around the bathroom, as he does at least find a few things he can use. And Deku, he does at least find a shaver. He goes to examine everything with his kit, and after at least finding something, he does use it. As you do actually have later, where everybody, they've all at least sat down to eat, and it's actually kind of a quiet morning. Or should I say, middle or early afternoon. Nobody really wants to talk or do anything, especially since they all had their own crazy nights. And right now, they're all kind of paying for it. As their actions over Deku, he does walk out and into the room. Everybody kind of looking at him as he is wearing some sweatpants and at least a shirt. As his long hair is kind of gone now, replaced with short hair. And everybody, they all do kind of look at him. It's, well, surprising. As people did go to look at him, they actually was whenever someone did go to do a spit take. And they did just look at him. As Jiro and Momo, they were very surprised. And there was Kirishima. He saw Deku's hair, but he didn't believe it. And there was one for Deku, he actually at least told Kirishima that he cut it because of how long it was. Talking about how they should all probably do the same thing. Everybody kind of looking at each other. And then back at Deku. Deku bring up the reason of Momo's hair a few weeks ago. And everybody, they do kind of realize that. And Momo was just talking about how, while that was a good idea Deku did have, right now they're all kind of iffy on that. Okay, I get that. But right now we all do have to get back to work on things. We need to go over what information we have. If we need to, we could head back to the library. Yorozu, the books, we can put them in that private study you guys have, right? Even look over some information there? Well, that would certainly be possible. I know for a fact that some of the books in that study, well, some of them they are storybooks and even books informing me how to make machinery and technology. Some of them they are basic. And, well, the ones we grabbed were primarily focused on agricultural things and even survival ideas, correct? Well, that is correct, yeah. There's still probably some information we haven't gathered. I just, you know this place better than we do. So if you find something that you think will be useful to us, can you tell us about it? I mean, we are in your house, and I don't want to just have us all poke around for no reason. It seems disrespectful, you know? Yeah, yeah, I understand. Okay, what is it? Fuck my head. Okay, May. Hmm? Yeah? I'm gonna need your help too. You need to be in charge of, what is it? Fortifications. Alright. Well, I'm gonna need a few things though. It will be difficult and challenging, but ultimately I think I should be fine. Alright. Well, let's see. I'm trying to think. We need to go over some information. Get water gathering stuff set up, and with everything we have already, I'd say we find a place where we can plant crops. That would be still a challenge, but even then, if we don't get those planted right now, we don't get anything back out of them, or they just fail, the problem is winter for all of us. With how bad it is here, we could all freeze to death. Everybody's just staring at Deku. This idea Deku just have. The long hot summer to come. And then, you know, winter, snow, rain, all that's gotta be in 4 or 5 months. About half a year, less than that, maybe. Right now, Deku's trying to plan ahead and survive in the winter months. He explains to all of them they need ammunition, they need food, they need drinking water, they need materials to stay warm and things to keep this place warm and standing. If they don't have any of that, they could all die. He even just talked about how with the solar panels, they can store energy, so they need at least batteries or whatever they can. If this place has them, they need them. And May should at least talk about how she might be able to create a power bank. But they'll need a few things that people, they might not even really be able to get normally. Hmm? Okay, we can split off into teams, sort all that out. Maybe just we also do need to get, you know, everything set up. Now, people they all do, they start to break off. And Deku, he does go to sit down and eat. As he does do that, you do actually have where Momo, she does stay behind. And as they all do leave, you do have where Shizui's going to talk to Deku. Um, your hair, it looks good. Hmm? You think? Deku bringing his hand up. And he is just going to run his fingers through his hair now. I didn't really know, you know? Hell, this is new to me. Shaving your own head? Well, not really shaving, more like a haircut. My mom used to cut my hair sometimes. And even then, really going to a barber? That's not something we did. She just managed with what she could. I used this shaver I found in the bathroom in my room. And I don't know. I'm just kind of worried. I know how hard certain winters can be. My family, we make a lot of money, but sometimes, I don't know. With my dad's living expenses and then our own separate ones, I know it gets cold. I know you probably don't deal with that a lot. But this big house, you guys have a lot of ACs, right? If we can't keep this place warm, then we'd have to start fires. And with how much light those give off just to keep warm, they could attract people. The smoke could attract people, the lights it could attract zombies. I'm worried about that. I understand. But even then, you can't be. Why is that? Because we've got to just keep it together. We have to know when to do what we can. Does that make sense? It does. But Momo, I don't know. Everyone's looking at me like I'm a leader. But I'm not a leader, am I? I'm just someone who is going to be a hero. Hell, growing up, I thought I was quirkless. And now I can't even use the power I thought I would have. Just because of the fact that I'm bitten, and if I try to use it, it just breaks my fucking hands. It breaks my arm. It breaks my body. My quirk is too powerful. Any opponent or opposition we would have, I could easily just dismantle them if I had control of that power. Even if I could use it. It sucks. I know. I know the feeling. Growing up, I never really understood my quirk. I try to make things. I try to do basic things. But I have to know what material to make it out of. What you're doing is good. Okay? Your efforts, they're in the right. You're just trying to keep us all alive. Her going to stand. As Shaz moved by Deku, Shaz is going to say one thing. He is doing a good job. He does know that, right? Yeah, I do. But I just never mind. You can trust me. I'll be fine. I I'll talk to the new girl. See if I can get her out of her room. Yeah, that would probably be best. I tried checking on her earlier. Her name was Toga, right? Yeah, it was. Alright. Deku going to stand up and leave. As he does leave, he does walk over to our door and go to knock on it. Hello? Go away. It's me. Izuku? You know, the guy who hit another one? Her standing up and going to walk over. Opening the door is Deku to see her. She's standing there in a fresh change of clothes. And she is holding a knife. Uh, you alright? No, I'm not. My friends all died. You can't just expect me to walk that off. Yeah, I know. I I lost a lot of people too. Sure you did. Let me guess. Your childhood friend, right? I've heard about UA. Yeah. Um, a good friend of mine died. And me and him, we never settled old arguments. So we left off on a bad note. I'm sorry about that. But I just don't want to talk, okay? I'm still not too sure how to feel about any of you. I did come with you because it's safer, but still. You guys are fucking crazy. I mean, you're not wrong. Listen, I just. I want to see if you're alright. Why would you care? You killed that guy. And then, my friends. He just went crazy, I know. Listen, I'm not normally like that, okay? That was very, very much uncalled for, I know. But I just want you to know that you're safe with us, okay? We're gonna need all hands on deck for the next couple weeks, maybe. Right now, we're trying to prepare for winter and stuff, okay? So, if you have anything that could help us, it would be much appreciated. If you can give us some advice about something, if you could just give us your input, even a helping hand. That's all we need. Really? Yeah. You're part of our group now. Well, we could let you go, but even then, that's still dangerous. We got you outside of the city, but if you want to leave, that's fine. We can't really spare a lot of resources, but I mean, we could probably give you one of the guns, especially that third one Kirishima found. Well, this is certainly a different introduction, especially with the new look. Yeah, there's a reason for that. I'm sure there is. Alright, listen, I get that you're trying to be nice, but just don't, okay? I'm just I'm just thinking. Thinking about what? The people you left behind? The people who you called friends? Your family, maybe? I know. It's hard. It's difficult. I had to put down my own mother, my best friend, and even, really, his mom. I just remember doing it so vividly. It's fuzzy with my mom and what happened there, but I just. I don't like thinking about it. My friend, though, he, ironically, he saved all of our lives. He let off an explosion in the classroom and I got knocked out because of it. He did? Yeah, he's the reason why we discovered that quirks cause the malfunctions. Or the quirk malfunctions, they lead to the infection. Not just the bites. The bites are part of it. But it's a mix of a bite and a quirk malfunction. That's all we know so far. Really. Yeah. Deku can actually roll back his sleeve, talking about how that's why this bite here, it's old. It's a day one bite. Now, Toga, she does go to at least inspect Deku's arm a bit closer, and she's very fascinated by that. Okay, it's not bleeding anymore, and it is scarred over. But looking closer and running her hand over it, it's an actual scar. Deku's not just fucking around. Her eyes somewhat widen at this idea, and this information. It's just something new. Deku wasn't messing around. This tells Toga that they know more about the infection than anybody already. Granted, everything that's been happening, all this bullshit, well, it is bad. She's with right people. They were all UA students, and they got out of that entirely swarmed school. And then there's the fact that this guy here, he was bitten on day one. He didn't amputate his arm. He didn't have to do any of that ridiculous shit you see in movies. Toga, she knows the movies. The bloody, gory movies, she's seen them. She loves those. But right now, this is telling her different things. It's both fascinating and interesting. And she has at least asked Deku if they can sit down and talk about this more. And the two, they would do so. Actually being able to grab a bite to eat, as Deku was at least able to get her out of that room. And after at least a bit more talking and conversations, they are able to at least somewhat come to an understanding. Toga shall stay with them because they know things. They have a place to stay. They have electricity, which is nice. They have food, which she didn't have a lot of in the last couple of days, or even months, or a month and a half. And right now, she has an actual bed to sleep in, along with even a running water. While she was kind of bluffing, she does at least open up a bit more. Now, Toga, she does at least come to Deku's understanding, deciding that she'll work with them, not really against them. However, right now, you do actually at least have another problem. While Deku and everybody else, they've come to this understanding and started to work together, somebody, they are actually watching this group. The ones inside the mansion are unaware as to the threat outside. Someone's currently looking over the mansion. They can see people. There's movement inside. There's zombies at the gates. And right now, people are working on different ideas for fortification. And even tilling up the land outside. So, they're trying to make that place habitable. But, they've messed with the wrong people. They've crossed them. And right now they're out for blood. With that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. Have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.